Hey, everybody. Steve McMaster with CQ Game Birds here. I'm here with James Kraus. And James has recently joined the CQ Game Birds team to offer some amazing waterfowl hunts coming in this season. James, introduce yourself a little bit.
Yeah, my name's James Kraus. I work with Steve at our day job. Didn't grow up waterfowl hunting, but my father-in-law asked me when I was dating my wife. He said, "Hey, you want to come bird hunting with me?" And I said, "Well, I ain't never done it." And he says, "Well, you got to come anyway." I said, "I'll give it a shot," and I fell in love from there. And
You know what that was, right?
no,
You were either going to make it or you weren't going to make it back.
Yeah. But, no, I mean, I hunt 10 times more than he does now. It's just the bug bit me, and I'm all in. Picked up a new dog. She's doing very well, and we're gonna go to my first hunt test ever coming up here next month with her. We'll see how she does, but she's looking really good.
Yes, she is. I've had the opportunity to go out with her, and she's done some amazing retrieves. She's done some pretty good blind finds. So James and I, we didn't really plan on making this commercial today, and this is going to be pretty lighthearted commercial. What we've decided is we were sitting around talking, making plans. James and I want to give out the opportunity for some teal hunters out there that really like big birds too, big waterfowl, big mallards and things like that, geese. We wanted the teal season to be the opportunity for people to get out before all the other stuff starts, right?
Yes, sir.
And we wanted to give a good discount. So James and I were looking at our costs and the things that impact us. And between James and I, we've decided that what we're going to do is we're going to give $175 per person teal hunt. James, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about when the teal hunt starts, a little bit about how we're going to set up, and the opportunities that we're going to pose for these people. And why don't you tell them about the amazing pond I introduced you to?
Oh, yeah. So I came on, Steve approached me and asked if I wanted to do a little guide. And I said, well, yeah, we'll give it a shot. We got this. And he showed me some of the opportunities, we call them.
Yeah.
So the opportunities are the different ponds that we have access to, and there's some phenomenal habitat. And I'm very excited to get on it and get some people out there and just give people a chance to get out on some property they might not have to themselves or whatever. You know, that's what this is all about, getting people involved. But that big pond, we've got pit blinds, we've got some made-in blinds. You can hunt any direction, no matter what the weather is, the wind. The teal, we've got some other ponds that might be even a little better for teal.
Yeah.
Teal like that about 3-4 foot water, something they can, a shallow water, and it's looking really good. We've got all the opportunity in front of us, and we're wanting to get people out into the field that have been waiting all season to get out there on that first shot. And that's what teal season was always for me. It's that first chance to get out there. It's not. Yeah. It's not 10 degrees outside. It's nice. Sometimes it's too hot, but it's just that first chance to get to shake the itch off after you've been waiting all summer to get back out on the water.
Yeah, and we've cut that price dramatically. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely.
We've stripped it down to we're just basically paying our expenses, folks. We're not really making any money on these teal hunts that we're offering early. Teal season's open pretty short time frame.
Yep.
Why don't you tell everybody when that is?
I'm fairly certain teal season here opens on the 10th of September. It runs through the weekend of the 25th.
Yes. And due to the fact the federal government runs that date, we're not going to say that's 100% accurate 100% of the time because we know how the federal government is, right? So we're offering this opportunity. This is a half-day hunt, $175 per person. We'll guide up to 6 to 8 people at a time. At all times, you'll have James and I both there to make sure you reach your maximum success level. And James and I were talking a little bit before we started this, and one of the big things that's really important to James and I have to 100% agree with him, is he thinks it's super important that we, as much as we can, we make hunting a family affair.
Absolutely.
So through our waterfowl season this year, we're going to give a 10% discount for wives and a 25% discount for youth. So if you want to bring your family out and you want to bring your youth out, your youth need to be 11 and up to fit into this discount. Now, you can bring your youth along for free that doesn't hunt, but your when I say free, the hunt's free. There's all kinds of other details in this, but the hunt itself for a youth to tag along and watch would be for free. Youth 11 and up would have the opportunity to hunt at a 25% discount, and wives would be a 10% discount. Isn't that what we talked about, James?
Yes, sir. And I do believe, if I may, teal would be that perfect opportunity. Because sometimes later on when big duck season gets here, it gets pretty cold and nasty, and those kiddos don't necessarily like to be out in that. It might be 30 minutes, and they might be ready to go with the truck, and if you're out in the field, then that could pose challenges. So that's something that I think, and if nobody would have ever taken me hunting as a kid, I might not be here today doing it. And it's one of my favorite things. So
you know what? You're 100% true. And how anybody out there, if you're watching, how many times have you heard this? And this is something that's going around in the hunting circles pretty heavily. When you were growing up, if you had a game state, I didn't ever play video games, so I'm not a good example.
Yeah, same here.
But I've talked to a lot of youth, and the commercial goes, how many times as a youth do you remember the time that you played the video game? Or how many times did you remember that you watched TV? How many times did you remember when your folks took you out on a hunting or fishing trip or something like that? You remember those things.
Absolutely.
And those things stick with you forever. So James and I have agreed to give out these discounts. During till season, it's going to be a little more of a challenge for us to get you guys in. So if you're wanting to get into this till season, we've already got some phone calls. We haven't locked in the dates yet. But just to let you know, when you call, you'll have to lock in a date and give a deposit to firm up your date. But if you're wanting in on this fantastic opportunity to come down for $175 per person, which, trust me, folks, is as cheap as you're going to find it, especially with the high quality James is going to give you, and I'm going to give you through the guiding experience. So reach out to us, do that. James, tell us a little bit. So we have acquired 5 additional properties this season. And those 5 additional properties are perfect for dry land goose hunting, correct?
Absolutely.
And as the goose season comes in, you looking forward to that, aren't you?
Absolutely.
So we're set up for dry land goose hunting. We've got several good ponds that are set up for your mallards and your bigger ducks coming up.
And if I may, on that dry land goose, I don't know what combine they're running, but they're going to be soybean fields that are put into something else. So the geese will be here.
So yeah,
It's good prime cropland goose habitat. I mean, it sounds weird saying cropland goose habitat, but that's what the geese are doing when they're coming through. They sit down on a field and get their bellies full, take a nap, and they're off in the morning to the next one. So
yes,
they're thick.
Matter of fact, the hunter that we've acquired this ground from is very much a component
Yes.
for no-till filler crop, or James, I'm looking for the right word
Cover
here.
crop.
Cover crop,
Yep.
thank you.
Yep.
No-till cover crop that these geese are going to come in and feed on.
Yep.
And trust me, we're looking at the potential for thousands of geese on these properties. So if you're interested in some dry land goose hunting, get a hold of us. and we can get you out there, give you the opportunity to get your greater Canadians, lesser Canadians.
Yep.
I think there's more graders coming through that area, but there will be some lessers.
Speckled bellies, snow geese.
Snow geese. Keep in mind, we have in late February, March. There's
through April. I
through
believe.
April,
Yeah,
all
the
the
late
way
season.
all the way through April, late season snow goose with us. You can, I think there's no limit on those snows.
I think the limit is technically 50 a day, but that's when you pull the plugs out and sling some steel out.
Yeah, so there's a huge problem with snow geese, and so for the people that don't understand why they're doing this with the snow geese are flying up to the tundra and just decimating it. The numbers of snow geese are creating significant problems in the tundra by consuming all the vegetation. So by us harvesting these snow geese and helping out our friends in the north and our friends around the world will benefit us all in the long run. So that's what the snow geese. That's why the snow geese limit's so high, and we have prime opportunities. Not just those 5 properties. We also have an additional 5,000 acres to watch and keep track of. We just know these 5 specific properties are going to be packed. So if you guys are thinking about any waterfowl hunting opportunities, give CQ Game Birds a call. You can find us on Facebook, where this ad is going to be at. And also you can give me a call, 620-664-4219. But James, as we were talking before we started this little conversation, should we call it?
Yeah.
We've opened up the opportunity for deer hunting. So through this 5,000 acres that we have access to, we now have deer hunting available. We're opening it up for 5-day hunts. We got muzzleloader, archery, rifle, bow season that runs all the way through December 31st. And we also have a late doe season as well if someone wants to come down for a doe hunt. So
that muzzleloader, if I do believe, I haven't done much deer hunting in Kansas myself, but that's primetime rut here. That muzzleloader season, is it? Or is that a little early?
That's a little early.
Okay,
Primetime rut is right in the middle of bow season.
I got
here.
you. I got you.
So for us, so you can muzzleload in muzzleloader season and firearm season.
Right.
And our firearm season is, depending on how the dates land, right? We're about 3 or 4 days off prime rut, but rut is still maybe into the first weekend of our 10-day rifle season.
Gotcha.
But the bow season, that November time frame, mid to late November time frame for bow hunting here in Kansas, because our muzzleloader opens the same time teal season opens.
Oh, okay.
So
I got you.
The bow season, that late November, mid to late November, that is when rut's just kicking here in Kansas.
I got you.
And one of the properties that we have access to, I was out there last year, and we just so happened to be out on that property right when rut hit heavy, and we saw 15 bucks chasing
cruising.
about 20 doe.
That's fantastic.
And I'm talking about every level of buck, right?
Yeah.
I'm talking, you got your little spikes, and then you got your 6 and 4 and 8 points, and then you got your monsters running around too. We just hit the day right, and we were just looking around for.
Just happened to be just one of those days, right?
Yeah, it was just one of those days, and we weren't out deer hunting. We were out actually talking about where we're going to hunt for wild birds, wild upland game birds.
Gotcha.
So if you're interested in deer hunts, just keep in mind our deer hunts, you get lodging, all your meals for those 5 days, 100% breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and semi-guided. We call it semi-guided because we'll take you, show you where the deer stand's at, and we'll help you find the deer stand so you can get to it in the morning. We do not allow anyone to ever drive on a property. So it's a semi-guided hunt. we'll get you worked out. But it is a fantastic opportunity here in central Kansas to hunt big deer. And again, you can find us on Facebook where this ad's going to run, or you can call me at 620-664-4219. The other opportunity we have, not counting dove and coyote hunting and all the little things all in between, but the other big opportunity is we do our upland game hunts. And that's really what we focused on over the last several years. And we have a lot of people that come down for our upland game hunts, and we open up opportunities for lodging and birds and fantastic hunts. But with James on board now, for you waterfowl hunters that like to do upland game hunts as well, upland game hunts as well, we're offering a package for waterfowl in the morning when the season's open and upland game in the afternoon. So you can get this combo hunt with us fairly reasonable. And James is really excited about this. I know he is, because James has been looking forward to the opportunity. We're talking about some opportunities with his dog and stuff like that. Getting out and watching how we manage our upland game hunts. He's had the opportunity to come out a couple times, but he's really mainly focused on his waterfowl, and he does a fantastic job. And doing these combo hunts open up some pretty cool opportunities for him to check out, and some amazing opportunities for the people that like to hunt them both.
Yeah.
So when you're hunting your waterfowl in the morning, you get your limit for the day instead of being stuck, right? Not being able to hunt till the next morning. Then you get the opportunity to do your upland game hunt in the afternoon. So we've got these combo hunts set up for you guys. Just let us know. Again, Facebook, send us a message through there. Call me, 620-664-4219. James.
Yes, sir.
You looking forward to this?
Can't wait.
Are you pumped?
Absolutely. I'm ready for it to get cold. Birds to start flying. Get out there.
Oh,
Been
yeah.
waiting all summer. It's been 100 degrees every day. It was 116 at 80% humidity in Arizona where I was working the other day. It was just terrible.
Yeah.
I'm ready for that cool, crisp morning.
Oh, yes. So James is right here in central Kansas with us. His day job requires him to travel a little bit. But I can guarantee you, James is one of the most avid hunters I've met in my life. He is driven. He's a motivated young man with the love and passion for the sport. And he is a, how'd you put it, equipment guru.
Yeah, I like
accessory guru.
I'll get into something because of the gear involved.
I
like how the advancements in new decoy technology have been just in the short time I've been involved. It's crazy. And I was listening to a podcast the other day where I was just listening to it while I was working to pass the time today, and somebody mentioned pulling out some paper mache decoys or something out to go goose hunting with, and I hadn't even ever heard of that. Just I'm young and and I'm just relatively new to the sport, compared to some people who's been hunting their whole lives. And I listened to that, and I was like, that's crazy compared to the stuff they've got. Socks, silhouettes, half shells, floaters, all kinds of different stuff they hunt with geese. So it's interesting to see how it's progressed and see where it's going.
Yeah.
But we just got to keep everybody involved, because, I mean, it's so tough out there to find and go and stuff like that. Sometimes you got to keep the kiddos interested and striving for it, and show them how fun it can be out there. Get away from that Xbox or whatever, and put a shotgun in their hand and get them out in the field.
Yes, 100%.
One thing that I've seen that's kind of taken me over. I've had dogs in the past that I thought I was going to go do stuff with, but that dog I got off that old boy up in Washington, she is just something else, and she's probably nothing special, but she is to me, and I love seeing her just do what she loves to do and doing it well. It's a whole deal for me.
Oh yeah, I can tell you this, that the big thing that we've learned through the years, guiding like we've been guiding for over 20 years now, and which is kind of scary. But we've been guiding in one way or shape or another for over 20 years now. And we've found that most hunters really love the opportunity to harvest an animal. Let's not put that aside. They love the opportunity to harvest an animal. But I can't tell you how many times I've been running dogs and watch people too busy watching the dogs to not actually get the bird.
Yeah.
It's been an amazing trip through this opportunity to show and teach people.
Yep.
The one other thing James has really pushed me on, and it didn't take much pushing, but he asked me about it specifically on the waterfowl side, that we need to open up some opportunities for veterans as well.
Yep. I did see that we're scrambling through the calendar. I noticed there's a early season for youth, active military and veteran, and I wanted to touch base with you on that and see what you thought and
what opportunities we can put out
absolutely.
there. So if you're an active military or a youth wanting to come out for the season, what we'll do for active military, we'll give them a 20% discount on the hunt. I need to clarify that because we have other things that we deal with as well. But on the hunt, we can give you a 20% discount for all active and retired military. The one thing that CQ Game Birds is doing that a lot of people may not know about, we are working with Camo Adventures. They are based out of the Kansas City area, and we are putting on a 2-night, 1-day hunt for 5 veterans to come down for a upland game hunt. So Camo Adventures is coming down. We're donating 100% of the food and the birds and their opportunity to hunt with us. And so we are vested in making sure that we show respect and appreciation to our veterans, active military and non-active military as well.
Absolutely.
And James is wanting to open up the opportunity for some waterfowl options there as well. And we're going to reach out to Camo Adventures next year, and we are going to give that opportunity to Camo Adventures to come down with us for a donated waterfowl hunt as well.
Absolutely.
So what we talk about is when you come down with us, your hunt is one price, and then you have the opportunity to lodge with us. And our lodging is fairly inexpensive if you look at the big picture. So here's the big picture. If you come down and you hunt with us for teal, for say, per hunter, it is $175 to come down and hunt. Now, if you stay in the lodge with us, it's $100 a night. You get all 3 meals for that $100 plus your lodging. So if you come down Friday, you get to stay the night Friday. We feed you a fantastic meal. Saturday, we feed you breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Stay the night Saturday. And then you get a fantastic meal when you leave on Sunday morning.
And when he says fantastic, he is not lying.
Yeah.
He just fed us some brisket, and let me tell you what, it was very good.
Yeah. I have a friend that wasn't a friend until they started coming hunting with us. So that's the other amazing thing is we have the opportunity to build these fantastic relationships with our hunters.
Absolutely.
And he comes down, and he always comes down for an upland game hunt. And he treks, upland game, you're walking a lot, right? Especially if you're doing a morning and an afternoon hunt, you're walking several miles. And his statement is, we come down here and we trek through and we walk more than we walk in a week, in a day. And then next thing you know, we actually leave and we're fatter when we left than when we came because the food's so good.
Yep.
So we definitely have the ability to give you some beyond average food. Matter of fact, I've been told it's some of the best food in the state. But
where else are you going to go stay though for $100 a night and get your room and board and all your meals covered?
yeah,
I mean,
you're not.
I tried to make it. I tried to think about it when we was out at the lodge the other day, we were talking about it.
Yeah.
And it's a no-brainer in my mind.
Yes.
A beautiful lodge.
Yes, it is a beautiful lodge. We can sleep up to 22 people. We typically don't have groups that large. We can accommodate groups from 1 to 2 people all the way up to 12, 13, 14 people. If you get a group that you want to bring down that's 22 people, we can make it work. But you're not going to get to hunt all in the same spot. That's too many people in one spot, especially for waterfowl or upland game hunting. Deer hunting, we've got the ground, we've got the areas. You can bring almost as big of a group as you want, as long as it's not over 22. And we've got the ground to accommodate you. So just let us know. Again, send us a message on Facebook or call me at 620-664-4219, and we can talk over that. James, you got anything to add to the people before we leave?
Looking forward to meeting them.
Yeah. Looking forward to meeting you guys. Again, James, thanks for joining our team.
Absolutely.
We're looking forward to the great opportunities you provide for us.
Yes, sir.
And guys, one last time, send us a message on Facebook. Give us a call, 620-664-4219. On Facebook, we have our email address as well. Send us an email. Have a great evening. Thanks for listening. Good night.